Hello everyone and welcome back to the channel. Gores here, giving you guys a deck profile for my Ryu-Ge Swordsoul deck. We're going to go ahead and throw a combo video at some point later in the week. I'm just super busy with finals and everything, so please be patient with me. I also just had the card shop crud, so if I sound a little nasally, that's why. But let's get into this deck profile so you guys can check it out. So for our Ryu-Ge package, we have our Sosei Ryu-Ge Misva. This is the main card of our deck, main combo starter. This plus Moye is full combo, so it's definitely the best card in the Ryu-Ge package for us. Next, we have two Hakva. This one just doesn't have a way to really put itself where it needs to be. It usually just ends up being banished. And it's also a worm, so it's just better that we played this one as a 2-of. One Emva, just because we don't need to really play anymore, just because we don't really want to risk the brick, but it is a water for our Dragite. And one copy of Kaiva for the same reason. We have to play at least one of each, so we definitely need to play it. Also, it lets us search for the Dino continuous spell, which we are running. Next, we have three Ryu-Ge Rising. This is just going to let us search any copy that we need to, and it's a quick play spell, so we can play it in our draw phase. It also helps with recursion. Next, we have one copy of Warzone. This might be the most broken field spell I've ever read in my life. This is gonna be what starts everything. It can search any worm, which lets us search any Swordsoul as well as Barastos. We'll get into that a little bit later. And other than that, is super fucking powerful card, y'all. Like, this card is crazy cracked. And then for the continuous spells, we're on one Worm Winds. This is basically a Macrocosmos for us, and one Dino Domains. This boosts all of our monsters while also giving us an effect monster negate if we have Kaiva or the Ritual up. Now for our Swordsoul package, we have three copies of Incredible Ecclesia. This just lets us get to our Moye faster. Three copies of Moye. We really need to see this card without using Emergence if we really want to Protos lock our opponent. So we just really need to see this card, so we absolutely have to play three. Two copies of Longyon. You don't really want to just play one of this card just because it does help and it is a combo piece if we need to put a different attribute in Graveyard for Protos. But you don't really want to play three of it either. Seeing it too much can brick the hands. And sometimes it is just a searchable target for our Chichao if we already drew the Emergence or the Blackout. One copy of Taie. Again, we don't really want to see this card in our opening hand. It's a combo line piece, so we really just don't want to see it in our opening. Three Emergence, same thing. Just want to be able to search our Protos lock. And one Blackout, just as an alternative to Protos. And then for our Worm monsters, we're playing one Barastos. This is kind of what ties both engines in together. And we're playing one copy of Protos as well. Both these cards, super crazy. Protos locking our opponents every single game is just super bananas. And here's our non-engine package. We're basically just playing a couple of hand traps that are super popular, Crossout Designator, and one copy of Fuwalos and one copy of Nibiru, as well as a Called by the Grave. If we can stop the Ash or the Nib in our combo and just be able to proceed to ignore everything, we generally just win just because the board that we make is just so incredible. So let's get into the extra deck, y'all, and then we'll wrap it up. For our extra deck, we have three copies of Chichao. This is just one of the best cards in the game, and a lot of people at my locals are playing Kashtira Unicorn in their deck. So if you don't want to play three, I understand, but just understand that with Unicorn increasing in popularity, this card does get better. Chichao and a big Longyon. This is pretty self-explanatory. Chao Fang, Baxias, and Yazis. These are pretty explanatory as well. They're just super standard with Swordsoul. Draco Berserker, another obvious. Agarine as well as Dragite, just as another options for Synchro monsters. Agarine is just basically our best next thing to Baron, so we absolutely have to play this card now. It does have some weird synergies versus the Malice matchup as well. Two copies of Varadros. This is just our best rank 10 that we can make in the game, and this card is just incredible. Being able to Omni-Negate, even set this card up before Nib if we feel like we're scared of it, and then just to be able to pop off with standard Swordsoul combo really does make your opponent go, huh, I have to deal with Changying, Varadros, and Chichao, and Blackout. And that's a lot to have to play through just by itself. So, and then finally, for the last extra deck card in our deck, we have a copy of Reaper-Docus. We make this card in our main combo just to be able to target the Protos, call Fire, call Light, call anything that we don't already have in play, and then be able to lock our opponent out of the game with Protos. We'll get into a combo video later in the week. Again, I'm just not really feeling good, and I have finals coming up this week. As soon as those are all done, you guys are going to see a bunch more advanced content. Make sure you guys are checking out the YouTube shorts as well for the Edison content. That's it for the deck profile, y'all. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Make sure you guys like, comment, subscribe for that combo video at the end of the week. And this is Gores, hopping off.